A team to investigate a crash that happened this morning on the Green Line in East Somerville. This was just after midnight. It was a Green Line trolley with 5 passengers inside. It hit an empty trolley. 1 passenger went to the hospital with a neck injury. 4 Green Line operators also had to be hospitalized. So this was significant. Shuttle buses are now replacing service between both Medford Tufts and then Union Square Green Lines to North Station as well.
From Fox, I'm Andrew Kraft. We have some breaking news to report. As you remember, earlier this morning, we brought you that information about a missing plane in Alaska that apparently had 10 passengers on board. Well, now the U.S. Coast Guard is telling us that they have located the debris field of the plane here. The U.S. Coast Guard Alaska putting this photo out with this update moments ago, saying the U.S. Coast Guard has located an aircraft matching the description of the missing plane approximately 34 miles southeast of Nome. 3 individuals were found inside and reported to be deceased. They say our thoughts are with those affected by this tragic incident. Let's get you up to speed if you haven't been already here. Yes, let's take that photo full. You see there, that's what they believe to be the plane that went missing. So this is a very, very tragic set of circumstances here. According to the Associated Press, this is what we know. That small commuter plane flying over icy seas in western Alaska, that was just south of the Arctic Circle. You see its flight path there. With 10 people on board, experienced a sudden loss in elevation and speed just before it went missing, according to authorities. Rescuers searching by air also found, quote, some sort of item of interest on Friday, but now the U.S. Coast Guard is telling us that they believe they have located what they believe is the missing plane here. This was a Bering Air Cessna Caravan, a single-engine turboprop, and it was heading from a small remote village to Nome, Alaska, a distance of about 150 miles here.
County, a SEPTA train packed with hundreds of people erupts into flames. The train caught fire about 6 o'clock and came to a stop near the Crumlin station in Ridley Park, sending a plume of smoke into the sky. CBS Philadelphia's Alicia Roberts has our coverage tonight.
The fire broke out around 6 p.m. here at the Crumlin station in Ridley Park, halting all service to Delaware. Passengers say the train was packed for the evening rush when this all happened. They're grateful no one was seriously hurt. Take a look at this picture of the fire at its peak. You can see flames coming out of the windows of this SEPTA train and heavy smoke from the top. Officials say the 6-car train along the Wilmington-Newark Regional Rail was carrying around 350 people when this emergency happened. They say the fire was reported under the lead car. Passengers told us they saw the fire near the engine and reported smelling smoke as soon as the train left Philly.
The pictures really tell the story of how serious a situation this was, and fortunately we have an outcome where we don't have any serious injuries, which is pretty incredible considering what we've seen. So our crew acted quickly. They're well trained. Their training kicked in. They did exactly what they were supposed to in terms of getting people off of the train safely.
I was boarding the train, and before we got a little closer, it was smoking. I smelled burning smoke, and we eventually stopped right here. But the top of it was burning.
Once again, despite all of this heavy fire and smoke, no serious injuries were reported. All passengers were transitioned onto SEPTA buses and taken to their final stops. Right now, the cause of this fire remains under investigation.